Good morning, everybody. So today is another month, November 4th. Make sure you mute yourself, please, everybody. Today I've asked Aimee to be our guest speaker and to share a little bit about mindset. Guys, mute yourself, please. To share a little bit about mindset. And I think that coming off of last month and a lot of you not hitting Success Club, I think we need to go back to that and really refocus on what's going on. And it has a lot to do, you're stopping yourself. So we're going to revisit this conversation and hopefully pump some motivation and some tips, and I'll chime in at the end and see any strategies that we can start working on. So let's start. So Aimee is amazing. Aimee is my ray of sunshine. She's a Success Club 5 legend. She's 40 consecutive months straight of Success Club. Okay, so that's very, very important. Like Jeff Hill says all the time, success leaves clues, right? And it's not a mistake that people who are on stage being celebrated for all these advancements have a million months of Success Club. She's a 7-star in her first CBC. She's a 1-star in her second. She's a 2014 elite coach and will be a 2015 elite coach. She is on the advisory board for the Market Council with Christina and I. She's a mom to 2 gorgeous little kids, Sebastian and Angelina, which are super cute. And she's got a great family, and we all love her because she's so amazing. So I'm going to turn over to Aimee, and she's just going to lay it down for us today. Aimee, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate it.
No, my pleasure. And thank you so much for having me after Energize and Combat. Sorry, not sorry. So I feel lucky to talk to you guys because you guys are all the leaders that lift me up. I don't think that I know anything that you guys don't. I think on the contrary that you guys can teach me a lot. The call that we had the other day, which call was it, with Kim, with minimalist mindset, I get stuck in that a lot of times. You guys rock Success Club, some of you at 20 and 30. I'm a steady Eddie. I get my Success Club every month, but I don't always do as much as I could. So I am going to talk to you about mindset, but not from a motherly point of view. Not that I'm telling you what to do. I'm going to tell you what's worked for me. I'm going to tell you what's going to continue to work for me and what I think can help you. Is that good? Everybody thumbs me up. I'm like shaking still. Yay. Okay. So, and just retracting a little bit, and I don't have notes. This is kind of last minute, but not. So I just want to talk to you guys. Because we all have the same tools. We all belong to the same, well, most of us belong to Diesel, but if not, you have access to Becky clearly. We all have access to scripts. We all have access to the same training information, yeah? So all of that, we all have the same tools. We all have the same advantage. It's just like our new coaches. When they come in, they get the same coach basics. They have the same online office. So what is it that makes a difference? And as Becky has given such an example of this year, and we've heard a million times, but we're going to go into some details that'll hopefully maybe help you shift a little bit. The difference is mindset. That's it. And, corporate puts it as one of the 3 vital behaviors, but a lot of times it's brushed over. Personal development. Yeah, okay, that's fun. That's fluff. That's cute. It's not cute. It is the actual secret ingredient for success. Completely, 100%. And as we saw with Becky this year, she had a little shitty part of the first year. She recognized it. She struggled with it. As soon as she changed her mind, that was it. It was over. We had to get on board with her, but she took us to that next level because she changed her mind. And that was the difference. She changed her mind, and it wasn't just a one-day thing. It happens, the change of mind happens in 1 day, in 1 minute, in 1 second. The change of mind is so quick. But the actual maintenance of that mindset is a daily battle. And that is one of the reasons why every day she's sending us these videos. Every day I'm listening to them on repeat. Every day she's listening to them on repeat. Even still, she's a superstar. She's got this figured out, right? Well, you know what she's doing every single day is getting her mind right. And it's every day a battle. It's not going to ever change. she's got her life coach, I've got my life coach, and you don't need a life coach. You don't need to make that investment. If you can, then I recommend it, but you don't need that. There's so many resources that you can do, but just to, show the importance of, as soon as, we could access that from a financial standpoint, it's that important that we've invested that money because we know how important it is. And I just renewed mine for the next year, and I have intentions of keeping him forever as long as I can, because it's that important. It's like taking your Shakeology every day. It's nutrients for your soul. It's nutrients for your mind. And that is the difference between what's going to make you successful, what's going to help you break through the boundaries, and what's not. Yeah. So I'm going to go over, and Mindy, I know you were there, so it's good review though. I think I've reviewed these notes a bazillion times, but at leadership, again, I said this a million times, they got all the leaders there, right? The top 0.5% of coaches performing in the company this year. And what did they do? They pegged us with mindset, personal development. So my absolute favorite, and I had, I'd done a call with my team leaders, because this isn't a video that was supposed to be recorded, so I don't think you guys have access to it. But, and I know that Becky might have gone over some of it, but you know what? It's not going to hurt you to hear it again. But the presentation that I found just so impactful, and I'll rewind a little bit in a second, was John Addison on this Elite Sneak Peek morning, or the Elite Mastermind session, whatever it's called. And I'm going to go through, I took really a lot of notes, and there was a lot of one-liners, but we're going to kind of dig into the one-liners, because they're one-liners, but I loved that actually, because they're one-liners that I could bring home. I can share with my team. I can share with everybody. And then we can dive into them and talk about them. And I can still share that information with you. So, and this hit home for me because this year I kind of coasted. I'm going to get through to Elite, but by this hair on my chinny chin, honestly. And I knew how to do it. So it was almost kind of a advantage/disadvantage, because I knew what minimal things I had to do to get there. So that's what I did, unfortunately. And actually this last part of the year, I've freaking turned it up. But the beginning part of the year, I was coasting. I enrolled like one new coach in the beginning of the year. And I was happy with that. And I was comfortable. And I said, well, in the beginning, when I first joined, I was in an inspiration due to desperation standpoint, which honestly is really lucky. I had no place to go. My back was against the wall. I had to make money, or I was going to have no place to live. I had to make money in order to give my kids groceries. And I was in that place of, desperation. And so due to that, I was able to succeed because I had that fear in my heart, right? But you don't have to be in that point. You can learn from my, hard comings. You can put yourself in your own mindset to be able to do that for yourself without having to go through this nastiness. But what happened to me is, since I was used to that fear, that inspiration, everything else, in the beginning of this year, guess what? I was making money. I am making money, and it's awesome. Like, how exciting is it to come from, bankrupt to 6 figures? Like, I have money, woo, So I was suddenly comfortable. And that was good. And there's nothing wrong with being comfortable, but I had kind of lost like my fire. I didn't know what else, I thought, I like balance, and I'm comfortable here, so I want to stay. Notice the keyword comfortable. And I had a call with Craig. It was about a month before leadership. And I was doing the ultimate reset too. So I was just kind of like this. And usually I'm like this, right? Energy at 11. So I'm having a call with Craig, and we finished the call, and we kind of just run through all the numbers, run through all the whatevers. And he says, okay, so you want to tell me what's going on? And we're like, nothing. Nothing's, but it's true. Nothing was going on. And he says, but what's going on? Like, where's your energy? And I'm like, oh, I'm doing the ultimate reset. And that was partially true, but not really. The partial truth was that I had recognized that I was comfortable, and I had gotten really uncomfortable with being comfortable. And I knew that that was a bad place to be, because what's going to happen from there? I'm not pushed. I'm not motivated. I'm not inspired. I'm not, I don't have fire in my belly. So I was nervous because I was okay. I know that sounds crazy, but that can happen. So it was funny because I started thinking about it, and I was digging in and doing all these things. And I have never chased rank, never wanted to chase rank. Don't necessarily want to, but now I'm going to. And I finally realized, and especially after Becky did it and Christy did it, why is it that I am saying that I'm not going to chase superstar? I know that my income is going to keep growing at this point. As long as I continue doing my regular things, my income's going to keep growing. So if I don't need to necessarily focus on income anymore, why am I not chasing rank? And the reason why is fear, right? God, this call can go forever. I'm going to try and keep it not too long. But the reason why is fear. I didn't want to make that decision because I know me. I know that once I make the decision to do something, I'm going to have to do it. So I didn't want to make the decision. I didn't want to say I was going to chase rank. I didn't want to, like, that was a safe place for me. I don't have to go and recruit. And I hate recruiting, between you and I. I didn't have to do all those things if I was just working on volume, but now when I'm putting myself out there and saying, I have to go chase rank because that's my new why, because it's not for me anymore. But when Becky did it, how do you guys feel like being part of a superstar team? Like, and I thought that was so stupid, but doesn't it feel awesome? It's like a whole nother level of empowerment. And we did it, but we didn't do it. Becky freaking did it. But like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm part of a superstar team. We freaking rock. Like I knew we rocked before, but now it's just like, whoa. And why wouldn't I take the chance on myself to do that for my team? And like I've heard Christy say it, and Julie Voris said it at Superstar Day. If you were watching the live broadcast, she said, my team was always ready to go 15-star. It was me that needed to get myself ready to lead the team to a 15-star level. So I was hiding from that responsibility or that opportunity or whatever it is that you want to call it. I was hiding from making that decision because I wanted to be comfortable. But then I got uncomfortable because I knew I was comfortable. I'm going to quit talking. I'm going to jump into this. So I made the decision I'm going to chase 15-star this coming year. So that means I'm going to do 15-star this coming year before November. And I'm getting my mind right about it now because that's what it's going to take. Nothing new, just me fixing my mind to fix my team's mind. Yes? Yes. So, energized. Sorry. Not sorry. So we're going to go through really quick leadership notes from John so I can quit talking. So negativity is valid, right? Yep. Everybody have negative shit? Yep. So it's valid. Nobody's saying that you don't have it. But if you're going to let that run your business, it's going to be the outcome of your business. So if you wake up and say, oh, this sucks, and this coach quit, and that customer, and this, and that, and the other, that happens. It sucks. I had drama this year, and I've never had team drama. I had team drama this year. That sucks. But I'm not going to let that run my business. I'm going to validate it. Yes, it exists. And you know what? It's not going to run my business. It's going to be addressed, taken care of, and we're moving on. But if you let negativity run your business, if you let negativity run your mind, that's going to be the outcome of your business. So you've got to acknowledge it, but you cannot run your business. You need to train your mind to trust the company and the mission to have a positive outcome. So you're part of Beachbody. Think about sometimes when you get, hung up on the mundane, nonsense of every day. What is it? Rise above. So you're here in like the minutia, the everyday crap, right? So it's easy to get caught up in that, but you know what? You need to rise above it, and you need to think about, what is my long-term goal? What are we doing as a company? How many people have I looked at? Go look at your customers' transformations again. Fix your mind. Realize that what you are doing overall is amazing. There's going to be problems. There's going to be nasty shit, but you have to just keep moving. You have to focus and believe that we are helping people, because we are, that we're making a difference in the health of an entire nation and soon the world. And you need to move forward with that belief in the company. Coaches and leaders, and this Becky already does for us. So as her example, coaches and leaders need to be the personal development for your team. So right now at this level, you guys understand that personal development is extremely important, but maybe your newer coaches don't get that, but you are leading your team now. So you need to be the person that is funneling that's shoving it down their throats until they have to do some type of personal development. Until they get it, until they realize the difference that it's making, you need to be the personal development for your team. Everything is going to, and we saw this with Becky. Again, we have such an awesome example. How lucky are we? Everything will rise and fall depending on the psychology of the leader. So if your mind's not right, you can't think that your team's mind is going to be right. Maybe you'll have one or two people that pull through, but the overall, energy, the overall psyche of your team is going to depend on yours. So really, really let that sink in and understand how important it is for you to fix your mind, not just for you, but for the opportunities that you're trying to give the coaches on your team. Their well-being in the business depends on your mindset. How's that? Oof. Your number one job as a leader is to transfer belief. Oh, and I love this one. I'm going to try and keep it short. Number one job as a leader is to transfer belief, because people's natural tendency is to look for doubt, to be negative, and to look for problems, right? That's what we're born with. We're skeptics. I'm skeptic. My dad's number one skeptic. So I grew up like that. And it took me a year to join Becky because I was skeptical. People are going to naturally look for the wrong thing. Yes, it took me a year, Patricia. People are going to naturally look for what's wrong. That's the way we're programmed. Oh yeah, that looks good, but it's too good to be true, right? That's our mindset. So you cannot let that happen. You've got to instill belief. And what's the difference? A little tiny tangent, I'm going to run off. What's the difference between doing a HIIT program, Lesmos Combat, that I did this morning, or going outside, running 2 miles, doing 50 burpees, 60 push-ups, and 30 pull-ups? Am I going to lose weight? Am I going to get fit doing both? The answer is yes. It's not a trick question. The difference is with Beachbody, with what we're giving them the same tools, but we are giving them our belief in them. Do you know what a difference that makes in people when you say to them, I believe that you can do this? Do you know what a difference it's going to be when you're in your challenge group and you're telling them, I believe that you can do this. I know that you can do this. I know it's tough. They're going to wake up the next morning because you believed in them, and they're going to get up and do it. That is the difference between Beachbody and going outside and doing their own exercise. That's what we sell, guys. Do you know that our company is based on belief? And that's at the client level. But how about at the coaching level? Becky told me, and Jeremy Red told me, I believe in you. Whoa, you think I can do this? Did anybody ever have that moment that somebody said, I believe that you can do this? And because of that, it planted a little seed. Well, she thinks I can do it. Maybe I can do it. And suddenly I've gone from bankrupt to 6 figures in 2 years because Becky believed in me. That's it. I mean, a lot of other things, but that was the initial thing, right? Belief. We're believing in people, and that's what we're doing as a company. We are giving belief to our clients and to our coaches. So you've got to keep your mind around that, and you've got to give that to other people. That's the difference between Beachbody and going to Lady of America. You are giving belief. That's what we're doing. So make sure that that's on your forefront. If you've got people, you've got problems. Dun, 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 duh. That happens, right? So let it go. Anna and Elsa, let it go. I won't sing. But you got to understand that. When it happens, say it. You got people, you got problems, and let it go. Why are you crying, Idette? Get off the call. No, get up, put your screen back on. And this one I love. Becky's posted it before. You've got to win in your head before you win in life. If you've been having a rough year and you don't know why, you're not winning in your head. You're not. Get off the frozen screen, I did. You've got to win in your head. So you have to do what it takes to get your head right, no matter what. Before anything else, you got to get your head right, okay? The absolute most important thing for you to protect on a daily basis is your brain. And just like I said earlier with Becky, she's got it right now, but every day she's protecting it. You've got to protect what's in there. People are going to come in. Haters going to hate. People are going to think, oh, she made the millionaire club, this and that. How can I mess with her? People are jealous. People are nasty. You got people, you got problems. You've got to protect your brain. It's just, you have to. Because your most current dominant thought is what you are becoming. So what'd you think about this morning? You know, what was your first thought that you had? Becky wakes up and she puts on her motivational videos because the dominant thought in your head is what is controlling your outcome. So is your thought process in your head a negative one? You got to fix it. You are becoming something every single day of your life. So is it a positive something? Don't just think, oh, well, today's an off day. Okay, it's an off day, but you know what? Still get it in. Still fix your head. Get through it. You still got to get it done, okay? Oh, this is a good one. If your thinking is stinking, your team is, everybody rhyme, shrinking, right? I don't think I have to explain that one. And the most important person to coach and lead each day is you. You got to start with you. Don't wake up and start addressing everybody else's problems before you address yourself. You got to wake up, get yourself, lead yourself, and then you are creating the person who can lead other people. You're going to dig yourself into a hole if you try and fix everybody else before you fix you. And if you are waiting for circumstances, this one I can personally vouch for, if you are waiting for circumstances to make you happy, you will never be happy. If you think that, oh, well, once I get this, once I get that, no, you're not going to be happy. You need to learn to be happy right in your own crappy moment, no matter how crappy it is. You got to find that happy and own it, because there's always going to be a problem. There's always going to be something wrong, but you got to find that happy and just whatever is happy in the day. If your house is being foreclosed on and they just towed your car from the front lawn and you have to go buy that nasty chicken because it's $2.99 a pound instead of $4.99 a pound, whatever it is, you know what? You got to be that annoying ass positive Polly that says, I love chicken, no matter what chicken it is. And, you know, that's a dumb example. It's not a dumb example. It's an example. Whatever it is for you, you've got to be that annoying little unicorn that farts rainbows. You've got to do it. Money makes happy people happier and bitter people more bitter, right? So whatever you are on the inside will only be amplified by money. So whether you're making a whole lot with Beachbody or not now, and you think, oh, well, I'll be happy when I'm making XYZ amount. No, you got to find your happy now. I found my happy back in my darkest moment, and I'm really happy now. But if you're always finding the problem, guess what you're going to have when you have more money? More problems. And it's only going to amplify what's on the inside. So, you know, going back to the don't wait until, you know, you think, oh, this is going to make me happy. No, find your happy. And when you get that next thing, you're going to be extra happy. That's it. Okay? Act the way you want to feel, and soon you will feel the way you act. I'm not saying you have to be fake, but I'm saying, you know, when you wake up and everything sucks and you want to just lay in bed and die, no, you've got to get up. You've got to act the way you want to do. Like, go like this and stare at yourself in the mirror. You're going to feel so stupid. You're going to start laughing at yourself. You've got to do it. And then you've got to just continue on that route. The way that you're going to act is the way that you're going to soon feel. So if you're walking around, you're going to feel that way. That's going to be your outcome. If you are the right kind, so here's where it got personal with me at leadership, because I just made that decision, right? If you are the right kind of long-term leader, you need to move towards adversity. Yeah, that was like a kick in the gut. Because if I wanted to be a long-term leader and I was just okay because where I was at was comfortable, that's not moving towards adversity. That's being complacent. And I don't know if you had time to watch Becky's video from this morning, but complacency is not a place that you want to be. And I mean, I'm kind of skipping ahead in the notes, but one of the last things he said that it was so true is there's only one way to coast, and it's downhill. You can't just hang out in neutral and you're not going to go anywhere. The only way you can coast is if you're on a downhill. So, and this has always, you know, been a struggle with me the last couple months because, okay, well, I want to be comfortable. I want to feel balanced. I don't want, you know, this, that, the other. But you know what? So great, time balance. Work on time balance. Don't run away from adversity. You need to own up to it. And that is, you know, that's going to create your long-term leadership, right? Winning is about fighting, and it's hard to win. Success does not come with a coupon, right? Nope, doesn't. And you've got to show up and you've got to get better every day. You can't just take days off. Business is a marathon, not a sprint. And this is was good for me because I'm a marathon runner, but it doesn't mean that you have to be a marathon runner. It means you need to have that marathon mentality. You can't get up and sprint 1 mile and then think you're going to be okay for the next 25 in a marathon, right? It's long-term, steady. You can't just stop. You're going to not finish if you don't stop, okay? You have to keep going, marathon mentality. You beat most everyone by just showing up. So you guys at this level all know that. Most people are going to quit. So just by showing up, you've beaten most of the people. I'm going to skip that part. Oh, and this was a good one too. Don't worry, we're almost done. Big decisions are easy to see coming, but the daily little decisions are what will create your success. those daily small decisions to keep going when others may quit. Okay? So think about that for a second. The big decisions are easy to see coming. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to hit elite this year. That's a big decision, right? Yep. So you're working towards it. But you know what? What's the daily small decisions every day that it's going to make that happen is Success Club. Is your challenge groups every single month. It's the basic things that we kind of think, oh, whatever, it's not a big deal if I miss it this month. No, that is what's going to create your big term, long term, big, giant, easy to see goal. But it's that decision every single day to show up, that decision every single month to hit Success Club no matter what. That's what's going to make the difference. And it's easy to grow weeds. It's hard to grow flowers and fruit. We know that. We've got plenty of downline that we know that from. It's easy to grow negative thoughts. What are negative thoughts? And you give the acronym FUDs. Fear, uncertainty, and doubts. Those are everywhere. Those are easy, right? That's what you've got to protect yourself from. It's hard to create positive thinking. Don't think you're alone if it's hard for you to think positive. It's not. But it's something that it's imperative that you work towards. Okay. And then this kind of comes off a little bit, but don't take yourself too seriously because nobody else does. Lighten up, grow up, and shut up. When you start getting really stressed out, this one I loved, because if you start getting really stressed out, and who doesn't get stressed out, right? But when you start getting really stressed out and you're like, oh my God, because this and this and that and the other and blah, 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 you need to stop. You need to take a breath and you need to ask yourself this question. Just ask it. Hear me asking you this question. Can you fix that problem by writing a check? Not a check from your bank account, just somebody else's check, okay? Somebody else's check that has unlimited money in the world. Can you fix that problem by writing a check? 90% of the time, 99% of the time, the answer is going to be yes, you can. So your mentality doesn't need to be, oh my God, how do I do it? Your mentality needs to say, how am I going to make the money to fix this problem? That's the problem that you need to be stressed about, not my dishwasher broke. Oh my God, how am I going to fix it? How am I going to fix it? And the example he used, and it was really great, was Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs had all the money in the world, right? He couldn't write a check to fix his problem. That is a stress. Okay, but anything else that you can write a check for, get over it. So the next thing he talked about was big team, little me. Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody likes me. Can you believe it? And it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You need to decide. And I think probably one of the hardest times I pushed in my Beachbody business so far was when I went to Diamond in those 90 days to take my kids to Disney, right? And I know that I did that then. You need to decide that you are killing the options. There's no options. There's no if. There's no, might, maybe, no. You need to decide that you are killing the options. You are making a decision that you're going to see something through and you make the transformation to make it happen. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. You get it done. Kill any other options. Not, well, maybe next month I'll get double success. I'll hit SE10. And I keep using that example because it's an easy one to use. But no, every month you've got to do whatever your goal is, you have to kill the options. There's no options. Get it done. So the leader has to be a little bit different, where people say, I want to be like that person. I want to be happy like that person. And it doesn't mean that you're making yourself a big deal, because you're not a big deal. It means them making themselves a big deal. So that's kind of a funny little tricky word thing, but let's think about it 1 second. So it means them making themselves a big deal. They're saying, I want to be like Becky. I want to have abs like Becky. And I'm going to invest the time. I'm going to make myself a big enough deal to do what it takes to get Becky's abs, or to get Becky's success, or to get Becky's whatever. Okay? Does that make sense? That one was a little tricky on words, but it's a good concept. And I'll copy and paste these notes in our Diamond Roundtable. Sorry, I should have said that earlier. And it's how you make other people feel about themselves. You have to make other people feel great and give other people confidence, going back to the belief, to really be successful. There is a lack of leadership now in the world. And, we've already done this as a team and with Becky's lead and everything else, but one team, one dream, big team, little me has to be the mentality. And again, the only way you can coast is downhill. So don't accept complacency. Don't accept, comfort, other than to sleep at night. No, I'm kidding. You know what I mean by that. Don't get comfortable being comfortable, because that's not going to make you really live up to your potential. And the biggest enemy, this is the last thing you'll write, the biggest enemy of success can be success. And that happened for me for a second, right? For a hot second, I got successful with the income, and that was a big enemy to me because I got comfortable, right? So once you hit that level of success, that's your current goal, don't let it be the end all. As soon as Tony Robbins says, as soon as you're at 90% completion of your current goal, celebrate it then. Celebrate your completion of that goal at 90%. So all of you are pushing for elite and premier, celebrate it now. Get it done. Celebrate it now. And you know what? You need to already be thinking about who you're recruiting in January for elite next year. That's what I'm doing right now. And that's really the mentality that you need to have. So, whatever your goal is, celebrate it at 90%, completion, get it done. Don't leave the other 10% hanging. You got to get it done. But by the time you're at 100%, and this is like, when you think about when people first hit diamond and they celebrate, woohoo, and then they fall off. No, diamond is great. Diamond's awesome, but diamond is your college degree. You need to go do something with your college degree now. So you celebrate diamond, but you know what? Help them celebrate it early and already get their mentality moving. Oh my gosh, awesome. You're hitting diamond. That means you're in time for the 2-star bonus for next quarter. How can we do this? How can we move it forward? And that same mentality for you. So that's all for his notes, but I hope I'll copy and paste them in the thing, but I hope you guys all got something from it.
Hey, I got frozen. Sorry, Larry's making his Shakeology, so it's like gonna be a little noisy. You hear it? Okay. Thank you, Aimee. It's funny, but a lot of the things that you said, it's like it reminds me back to when I was going through my funk, like the decision to make 15-star. When I was going through that time period, I knew that I wanted to do it, but I kept telling myself, I don't need it. I'm not going to keep putting people in my first CBC to make it happen. It's not in the cards for me. It's just not going to happen. And it wasn't until I made the decision. Just like in every aspect of I think in my whole journey as a coach, even as a customer, it all started with a decision. It started when I decided to push play with P90X the very first time, which has led us to this very moment. When I decided to sign up as a coach, when I decided that I was going to step up as a leader and mentor Mindy, all these decisions have led us here. But you got to make that decision, and you got to stick to your guns, and you got to lay out the action steps to make it happen. And like Aimee said, she made the decision to go 15. So she's getting her mind right? So what does that mean? She's elevating her leadership skills to become a 15-star leader. She may not be it right now, just like I wasn't earlier this year. I was not a 15-star leader. I had to develop my mind to get there. So you want to be a 2-star? Work on yourself and your leadership skills to get to the point where you can develop 2 diamonds in your organization. It's not going to happen as a person that is sitting here right now. So invest in yourself daily. And it's true. It's not easy to wake up every day and be like, oh, I'm going to go sit down and go listen to a video when I have like a million other things going through my head that I want to do. But I don't do that because it is important to me that I approach my day positive, that I approach my day with something of value that I can share with you that may resonate with you, and my Facebook community and my groups that may help them push through the day. And I want to add value to your life. So you need to commit to yourself to do the same. It's a decision. It's a decision to be positive. And one thing my life coach tells me all the time, and on Monday, she reminded me again, is you can't continue to tell the universe what you don't want. Mm-hmm. I said I don't remember what I said, but it was like, maybe it was because I said I don't want to be controlling. That was probably it. She's like, don't phrase it like that. The universe doesn't recognize negativity. If you continue to tell the universe that you don't want this, that you don't want that you don't want to work out, that you don't want to gain weight, more negativity, you don't want discount coaches, you don't want, fall out of rank, that's all you're going to get is more negative shit thrown your way each and every day. rephrase it into a positive. How change your perspective. What do you want? And put it out there in a positive light. So that's really important, because that all goes back to your daily mind shift and just moving away from the negative. Because believe me, everybody picks it up. Your prospects pick it up. People out in social media, they see it, and they're not going to want to associate with people who are freaking negative all the time. They don't. Negativity is pumped down through our throat day in and day out on the news. That's why I don't watch the news. I don't give a shit what's going on, honestly. I don't care, because every time I put on the news, it's just negative, negative, negative. And I don't want that. I don't care. If something is critical, I'm sure I'll find out from my dad. I don't care to watch the news. So if that's what you spend your day watching, like the crap on TV, and you're wasting time on, I do like reality shows and all that stuff, but that's my downtime. I don't let that ruin my life. But the news and all that, that's just too much negativity. So I need you guys to really focus on being more positive. Let me see what else. The energy of the leader, very important. And I've worked on that in the last 4 or 5 months. You guys can see it. I am working my hardest to be the top level that I can be, to lead you guys. I need you to do the same. You need to duplicate that with your teams, because at this time of the year, like we've said in the past, as people start to make excuses, if you guys are mentally in the dumps and are negative and are not working out and are spewing the same shit on Facebook every day about, oh, I don't like this. Oh, I can't stand this. Oh, I don't want to work out. Who the hell is going to want to sign up with you? Like, freaking really, I've said this so many times, like really, it's getting old. Let's see. Oh, if you're waiting for your circumstances to be perfect for you to be happy, I can resonate with that, because earlier this year, I was making all this money, like ridiculous, disgusting amounts of money, and I was unhappy. And I beat myself up because I was unhappy. Even making all this money made me feel even worse, because I was ungrateful for what I had. The money is not going to make you happy. If you're miserable now, you're going to be miserable when you have money. And I know that because it happened to me. All my demons were just amplified when the money came in. The money didn't fix shit about the problems I had inside. So you want to be happy in life? Make a commitment to fixing it. If you need a life coach, invest in yourself, because you're going to get back your investment tenfold in your business and in your life and your happiness if you invest in yourself. Sorry. But that's a big one, because I lived it. And it sucked. It really did suck. And just from today's video, I had written some notes somewhere. Oh, and this, I'm going to close with this. Are you asking yourself daily, how can I be better? What can I do to improve? How can I develop my skills? Look at your business and see, where am I lacking? How can I fix it? If you're not hitting Success Club, you're doing something wrong, or you're not doing enough of something, which is probably inviting, or the way you're posting isn't right, or you don't know your market. Fix it. People are not going to fall out of the sky and come ask you for help. You need to be out there. You need to transfer belief, like Aimee said, belief in the products, belief in yourself, belief that you can help them, and love on them. But if you're not looking at yourself with a critical eye every single day and looking at your business and seeing something is not right, how can I correct it? Then you're doing yourself a disservice, and your business is going to be stagnant, and you're coasting downhill. And what's going to happen is it's going to fall apart, because it's hard to build, but it's also easy to fall apart. It falls apart in 1 week. It can all go to shit. So if you're not making the improvements on yourself, expect that your business is not going to be growing, and your pay is certainly not going to grow. So what's the next step for all of us? Right now, I hope that, you could take Aimee's lead and my lead and really work on yourself. Now is not the time to say, I'll do it in January. No, get the leg up and start today, like when you get off this call, go watch that video that I posted. Watch it like 10 times. I've watched it like 10 times over and over again this morning. Those are the things that I do to make myself better. I want you to invest in yourself and make yourself better, because at this point in the game, we're all leaders. It's the end of the year. It's time for us to set the example that we are consistent, that we're in this for the long haul, and that we're going to make 2016 the best year ever. But you need to close out these last 2 months on a high note. So focus on what you need to do to push your business forward. Your pay is not going to reach whatever your goal is by doing what you're doing right now. Elevate yourself, elevate your activities, elevate your skills. And that's all I have to say. Anybody have any questions? Jeanette always has questions.
Okay, so Aimee, I always look at you, I'm like, man, Aimee, she has her shit together. She has found the perfect combination of balance, right? I need to find that balance that you're making that income and you're still working towards your goal, but still have a good life. Like, how do you find that?
Sorry, I muted myself. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, are you still working?
A little bit.
Stop working.
It's definitely every week when I do my analysis for my life coach, my challenge is always time management. So it's a continual thing that I'm trying to iron out, especially now. And that's one of the big fears that held me from wanting to push for rank, because I know I can go all in and I know I can get it done, but listen to this, but I didn't want to sacrifice balance, right? But you know what that is? And he called me out on it. It's a limiting belief. It's a limiting belief to think that I can't have balance and be successful in business. That's what my brain is telling me, and it's wrong. Same thing with, and I'll be personal, dating. I said, I don't want to date anybody else. That's it. I'm tired of dating. I'm not going to date until I'm 15 star. I'm going to push and I don't have time. I don't have energy. I'm not going to shit. And he says, again, that's a limiting belief. Your brain is telling you that you can't have balance and you can't have a, social relationship and you can't have, all these things and still be successful. And that's wrong. You need to work on your time management skills. You need to be more intentional with your time. You need to learn how to do things more efficiently. You need to outsource when it makes more financial sense for you to pay somebody to do something than for you to do it. And that's why I'm looking to hire an assistant at this point. And as your income grows, I mean, I feel stupid sometimes because he's like, he says that's a real shift. And sorry if we go a little advanced, but he says that's a real shift between people who've been in your circumstance in bankruptcy and really tight with money going into, let's say, a millionaire mindset or something, because you feel like you need to do everything. And he goes, but let's figure it out. How much do you make per hour? What's your current income? How much do you make per hour? And right now mine's really nice. So I'm like, oh, wow, I make a lot per hour. He's like, yeah. And you're going to cry about giving somebody $15 an hour to come help you create balance in your life? Like, are you kidding? Or even, and I know this is, but for forward thinking, because that's what we're talking about here, kind of. For my 15-star push, what's a bonus on a 15-star? 50,000, right? So let's say by November next year, I get a $50,000 bonus. And I'm not counting on it. I don't count on bonuses. But just to put things into perspective, if I'm working towards a $50,000 bonus, even if I hired a full-time assistant for, let's say, $30,000 for the entire year, and she was a full-time assistant, helped me with kids, helped me with everything. Do you know what that is? I mean, my income is obviously going to grow from volume anyways. But with a $50,000 bonus, one bonus is half of it is going to pay her salary the entire year. Like, put that into perspective. And so right now, maybe you're not at the level that you want to invest in an assistant, but long term, these are limiting beliefs that I had. So, what limiting beliefs are you having? And in the beginning, it's a different grind. It is, I think. For me, it was. But nonetheless, it's still finding that it's a continual thing, I think. But, you know, don't tell yourself that you can't. Your dominating thought is what it's going to be, right? So if you're telling yourself, I can't, and that's what I was saying, I can't do that. I can't push and have balance and travel to Morocco and that's what I was telling myself. So that was becoming my reality. Now I'm telling myself I can, because this is how I'm going to intentionally set my schedule. This is how I'm going to intentionally divide my time. I made a revival group with my coaches, and I'm only working with them this month. I told my leaders, you need to take over the team page. I'm not doing it. I'll do 2 team calls. That's it. I'm only working with the people who put the time into a ridiculously long Wufu coach revival form, who told me that they want to go all in and are at least investing 8 hours a week, which for my team, that's kind of big for some of them that are only emeralds. But I'm only working with them this month. I'm being smarter with my time. And, you know, there's not one solution. And, you know, it's going to continually be something that I'm working on. But don't tell yourself that you can't do it. Just figure out how. Look at, you know, where you can do things differently, you know.
Aimee, can you share that Wufu form?
Yeah.
I have well, I had it, but
Okay.
I posted it in the wall. That's where it was. Yep.
Yeah, we can share it. You know, it's, and you also have to, there's a lot of things that go into balance, but I like being intentional with your time and not trying to do everything that you see coming up, like, oh, this person's doing this, I'm going to do that, and this person's doing this.
That'll kill you. And especially
time suck is a time suck. Do what works for you. Do it at your best. Give it 100,000%. And don't try to spread yourself so thin that you're like all over the freaking place and nothing's getting done.
Right. And that's also being confident in yourself. Understand? I mean, I'm not saying don't look at what other people are doing, but like the other day, was it you or Ivy that was going, no, because this person's doing that. And I'm like, do your own shit.
Yeah.
Stop looking around. How much time did you just spend looking around?
Yeah, I don't look around.
And I've gotten conditioned to not looking around, especially once you join the wall. You join the wall, 5 people every day have 5 new trainings, have reinvented the wheel, and they're so successful with it, and they're so excited, and they're sharing it in the files. And at the beginning, I was like, oh my God, all of this information, and this person's so smart, and look at how pretty this graphic is, and oh my God, I can do this contest. And you work yourself into a tizzy. And it's like, and especially in the wall, you're like, oh, these people are so successful, and I want to do everything that they're all doing. No. I don't barely look in there.
Yeah, I don't either.
Not good content, but you've got to put your blinders on, and you've got to figure out what's working for you and stick to that and do your thing. And people are coming, again, being confident in you and your brand and what's unique about you. What are people coming to you for? And I've started identifying that with me. People are coming to me for my mindset.
You have to know that. That is like so important. So important. I've noticed the shift, and I am proud to say that I'm 40. Someone did tell me once to stop saying that, and I was like, fuck you. I'm not going to stop saying it because I am, and I'm proud of it. I've noticed that the people that are, my Instagram is killing it right now. I'm so happy. They're all in my age group or older, in their late 40s to 50s, and they're looking to feel great. And I am riding that wave because that's me. That's my brand. I'm 40. I'm hot. I'm fit. And I want to empower people. And that is my brand. And I have killer fitness moves. So I use all that stuff to inspire people. You have to figure out what you bring to the table. It's not what I do. Right. It's not what I do. Don't try to be me. Be you. Be your fabulous self. But you have to know who you are. You got to know who you are. Patricia?
You know, it's funny you said that because I've been very hesitant to share my age. And I'm getting out of that mindset. You know, I turn 50 next year.
Yeah, you're hot.
And I'm afraid, you know, and when I turn 50, it's going to be a big deal. And I'm going to share that on social media. But, you know, I have to get out of that mindset that that's going to limit, you know, who's going to follow me. Who cares? I want people like me. And, you know, my market is probably 35 to 55, somewhere around that range.
Right.
But I've had that mindset of saying, you know, thinking to myself, oh my God, I can't tell people how old I am. Am I too old to be
I've seen that already, because when I was about to, like, the moment I turned 39, I was like, I'm going to be 40 next year, and I'm hot, and I'm proud, and this is what I look like. The other day, someone told me I look 22. I almost kissed the old man. I was like...
I mean, people don't believe that I am 49.
You don't.
Look it.
So, that makes me feel good, but I am.
And you have nice guns, too.
Yeah. Can I say something really quick? What you just shared, Aimee, about the things that they post on the wall, will you guys from time to time share that in the dining room?
No, I'm kidding.
You know what? The whole thing is, it's not to copy that, but sometimes something spark, and you're like, I could do that.
If it's really good, we'll share it.
Yeah, we do if it's,
It's just a lot, Evelise. It's like, overload of things. Like, oh, I created this and I created that.
I know, but you know what? The whole thing is that some, like I have my mindset where I do how I take my stuff and what I post and how I do and who I'm targeting. But some people do struggle with that. Some people just like, they feel like, okay, I'm trying this, it's not working. I'm trying that, not working. And maybe for them, it will be useful.
Okay.
Patricia, you need to say that you're 49. There's a lot of 22-year-olds that would love to look like you.
Yeah.
So you have to do it. I'm 41, and I'm 41 next month, and I'm telling it. Well, I'm 41 next week, and I'm telling everybody. Oh yeah.
Oh, you have to be proud.
Patricia, you look awesome. You need to celebrate that very much. I'm proud that I'm going to be 42.
Yeah.
I tell people my age all the time because I don't feel like I'm 42.
Yeah, I don't feel old, and I it's not that I feel old. It's just that I've had that belief of, my gosh, when I share my age, is that going to scare people off? Like, oh my gosh, she's so...
I think that's going to attract
you. It's going to inspire people.
And the other thing too, the last thing about kind of creating your brand and knowing who you are and who you're attracting and who you want to attract is that this is your business that you're creating long term. Again, get into that marathon mentality. This is your business that you're going to be loving on and living within for the next, let's call it 20 years. You want to do things. So like when I created my little adventures with Aimee page, I'm going to go on adventures. That's fun for me. I didn't say like, I don't know, something else that I might like right now, but no, that's it. Don't limit yourself. And then you kind of get into this little hole that, 10 years from now, you're still talking about diapers. No, your kids were out of diapers 8 years ago. Like, do something that you're excited and passionate about too. So every time I travel, I'm like, yeah, my brand, yeah, and I'm excited about that and I'm passionate about it and I love it. And so it makes it all the more enjoyable and authentic for me. And when you're authentic to yourself, that comes through. You're confident in yourself. You know what you're doing, and people like that. People don't want to see some fake person that,
Yeah, they see through that shit too.
Yeah.
You don't want to be smoking mirrors. Please.
No.
Be yourself.
You're not going to feel that good. Anyways.
Yadi? And that's
No, I just wanted to share. I'm so glad that you are sharing about the age and everything. But I just have to say this, that if you have 5 minutes to share with Aimee, let me tell you something. This girl has this powerful thing of shifting your mind that it's crazy. Like, I only had 5 minutes with her like a month ago, and it was something that really helped me. Like, I said, oh shit, I didn't think about this. But it's just amazing, how when we surround with other people, like-minded people that are positive and that are uplifting, it's just one thing that they can say to you can change your entire future. Like, it's incredible. And also, talking about the age, I'm gonna turn 40 in February. So now my brand is all about the fabulous 40. So I see now people, sending me messages saying, I can't believe you're gonna turn 40. I said, let me tell you something. For me, the 40 is my 20s. Like, I feel better than when I was a teenager, the energy level, everything. Like, I feel fabulous. And now this is gonna be my motivation, to work out, to look even better. And they're like, I just love the energy. And that's so important of what we do, is like, we have to like really be ourselves. I love salsa, you know, dancing salsa. Guess what? Those are the type of people that I want to bring into my team. People that like to dance, people that like to be happy, and people that just like me. I told one lady yesterday, and let me tell you something. Once you become a confident leader, you can disqualify people. Because before I used to be afraid, I'm like, oh no, I want her, you know, the 2 points. But now it's like, no, are you a hustler like me? Are you a firecracker like me? Because I am looking for hustlers, you know, and if you want a bright future, you need to hustle. So I am looking, like really looking for hustlers and firecrackers.
That's right. Amen.
You know, so just ladies, let me tell you, this calls like really like sets the tone for my entire week. And now it's like, I go to my team page and it's like, whoo, on fire. You know, it's amazing. So thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, guys, this was a great one. I hope you took a lot away from it. I'll post a recording in the group soon, but in 2 weeks, we're going to have Shay Stanford. So that'll be good. I don't know if we're going to be talking about Shakeology because I know she's sick and tired of talking about that.
No. We've already heard it.
Something else. So I don't know next week, but guys, just make it a great week. Please, do not let what happened last month happen again. You got to hit Success Club now. Get it done before the 15th. Then you focus on helping your coaches get there. It's about balance. You cannot ignore your own business to focus 100% on your team. I don't do that. You need to focus on your business too. Close out Success Club, then help your team. So with that, we close. Have a great day. Have a great week. Thank you for being on. Aimee, thank you. You rock. Oh, wait, picture. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
There's the rules.
All right.
Peace out. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye, ladies.
Bye.